Hi, I'm Nael Oliveras, and this is my sound design demo reel using Unity and C#. To create my sounds, I use samples from the SoundQ library and some original sound synthesis to give the project a more arcade feel. First, I created a couple of engine loops, idling, which plays automatically, and driving. Then, I use code to trigger the driving clip when the tank moves, and to modulate the pitch to create a more realistic behavior. When the tank is just turning, the pitch doesn't change. I also created a couple more loops for the two surfaces we can find on this map, dirt and concrete. In this case, I used collision detection to trigger the concrete sound when needed. For the shooting and charge sounds, I created arrays and implemented a function to avoid repetition when the audio clips are played. Also, I added fades to avoid clicks. I created an additional layer called max shot that only gets triggered when the max launch force has been reached. Then, I created a scriptable object called collisions that help me trigger different collision sounds depending on the game object. I also created a simple ambience system by having two different layers. One is a basic desert ambience loop, and the other is a wind loop. I created a script to fade in and out the wind loop, and randomize the volume and fade time values to make it more dynamic. Finally, I set up a mixer to control the sound of the entire project. After adjusting the volumes of each group, I applied some subtle effects such as compression, distortion, and chorus. I also set up a dog volume effect to make the shooting sounds attenuate the engine group, in order to avoid having too many sounds playing at the same time and to create more space in the final mix. That's all. Thanks for watching.